Hello. In a previous video, I talked about my disappointment with the sequel trilogy for Star Wars. I said I liked about 40% of each episode, and I didn't like about 60% of each episode. And that holds true for all three. Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. And one character in particular who I think got completely mishandled was Finn, the stormtrooper who runs away from the First Order. And that's an interesting character. There's no character like that in previous Star Wars installments, so it's a bit of a unique character in that way. And J.J. Abrams loves to copy and recycle, so Rey is our Luke Skywalker character. Poe becomes, I guess, our Han Solo character. BB-8 is our plucky little droid, our R2-D2 character. But what is Finn? Finn is something unique. So Finn is part of the First Order. He's a stormtrooper, but then when he's in combat, I'm assuming someone he knows, a friend of his, another stormtrooper, dies and leaves a bloody handprint on Finn's mask, Finn's helmet. And then Finn doesn't want to fight anymore. He's seen death. He's seen someone he knows or cares about die. And then Finn can't fire upon the villagers that are being massacred. And then Finn wants to escape from the First Order because he doesn't want to be involved in this war. So then he escapes with Poe, happily killing and firing upon dozens of his comrades in the hangar bay as he leaves the Star Destroyer. That doesn't really fit with the attitude we've seen him express. He doesn't like the killing and the war. He just wants out of it. He saw one of his friends die. And remember, these are children who were torn away from their families and forced into becoming soldiers. So they are as innocent as he is, whether they embrace the teachings of the First Order or not. Then he lands on the planet, bumps into Rey and BB-8, and Poe told him, find my droid and get my droid to the Resistance. So he sees the droid and he thinks, that's what I've got to get. I've got to get that to the Resistance. I'm going to tell everyone I'm with the Resistance. And now he becomes the Luke Skywalker character because he's in love with the princess. He keeps asking her, not keeps asking her, but at least once asks her if she has a boyfriend. He's attracted to her. And his character flip-flops all over the place and is not very consistent. And then they get to a planet where they can get in contact with the Resistance, and he wants to leave again, run away again, get away from the First Order again, because he doesn't want to be dragged into that kind of combat and stuff. So it's very unclear what Finn is supposed to be. So I just liken Finn, at the end of the day, to the C-3PO to BB-8's R2-D2. Finn is there for comic relief. Finn is there to bumble his way ineffectively through combat. Finn is there to make wrong turns and make wrong choices and annoy other characters and occasionally have a good idea that might get ignored because of his previous ineffectiveness. So that's Finn. But is there a way to save Finn using what we have in the films? Is there a way to perhaps explain this inconsistency? Is there a way to salvage Finn as a character? Is there one little thing we can use? Well, I found one. And I'm going to show it to you on my tablet. So this is the battle. Finn wouldn't fire upon the helpless citizens. Okay? And he's standing there not having fired upon them. And who notices him? Who sees him? Kylo Ren sees him and stares at him. And they have this exchange where Kylo Ren's looking at him. And then Kylo Ren walks off and lets the blaster bolt go, and Finn kind of shakes it all off. That scene, just that scene right there, that scene where Kylo Ren stops and notices Finn, looks at Finn, stares at Finn. And there's something happening here. And then Kylo Ren leaves, Finn shakes it off, startled back to alertness by the exploding of the blaster bolt. So this is how I want to salvage Finn. I want to save Finn. Kylo Ren captured Poe. They need BB-8. BB-8 has the map that, or the missing part of the map that can lead them to Luke Skywalker, which is what gets revealed later in the movie. And Kylo Ren wants to get back to Luke Skywalker. What are his motivations for that? I'm not sure. But going by things I said in The Last Jedi, maybe Kylo can complete what his grandfather started, and that's a return to the light. So Kylo's being pulled to the dark side, but part of him is resisting it. And he just doesn't want to really be part of the First Order. He doesn't like being shackled to Snoke, and we find that out in the next movie when he kills Snoke. He looked at Finn, and using the Force, mind-controlled Finn, planted these suggestions in Finn. Find Poe on the Star Destroyer, help him escape. And then behind the scenes, Kylo Ren can be doing things to make it easier. Maybe turning off cameras or diverting guards or, giving Finn authorities that he normally wouldn't have so that this lowly stormtrooper can get into a prison area and take their most valued prisoner and escape with him. Finn helps Poe escape because that's what Kylo Ren put in his mind. And Finn's thing is to help Poe escape and find the Resistance. Find BB-8. Find out where Luke Skywalker is. Get that part of the map. Not to destroy the Resistance necessarily, but to find Luke Skywalker. Kylo Ren wants to find Luke Skywalker, who is also his uncle. Kylo Ren wants to, maybe some part of him wants help to recover from being drawn to the dark side. Or maybe he wants revenge. Whatever the motivations are, we don't know. But basically, my idea is that in that moment, when they're looking at each other, which serves no other purpose except that Kylo Ren notices him. It's not mentioned further on. But when Kylo Ren encounters him in the forest, Kylo Ren does have some serious beef towards him. And Finn does towards Kylo. So basically, Kylo Ren plants a suggestion or an order in Finn's mind. And Kylo Ren says, find Poe, escape with Poe, get the droid, get the map. Not find the Resistance or help me destroy the Resistance, but it's basically about Poe and the droid, BB-8, and the map. So Finn helps Poe escape, possibly with Kylo Ren's help. They get to the planet, but Finn loses Poe. So now Finn's other motivation is just find the droid, find the map. He encounters Rey, and ingratiates himself to her. And he wants to get BB-8, and he wants to get the map. And then he winds up being kind of pulled along because they encounter Han Solo and Chewbacca. They wind up on the forested planet where they meet Maz Kanata. And then Rey's missing. BB-8 is somewhere. Finn wants to find them, but the stormtroopers recognize him and are attacking him as a traitor, so he's got to complete Kylo Ren's mission. He's got to fight these stormtroopers. He wants BB-8, he wants the map. Then Poe comes, and Poe and the X-Wing squadron help wipe out the stormtroopers. But Rey's gone. BB-8 is around somewhere, and the map is there. Then Leia comes. Who's Leia? Leia's Kylo Ren's mom. Leia is strong in the Force. Now we can see Leia's Force powers. Leia senses something's wrong with Finn. Leia senses that he's being controlled, that there are suggestions planted in Finn's mind. So Leia frees Finn, of what Kylo Ren was doing. And Kylo Ren has lost his pawn and lost his chance to get the map. And Finn, wanted to escape the First Order before he was interfered with by Kylo Ren. He was disillusioned or traumatized by the combat and by the death of someone he knew. And he just doesn't want to really be part of this, but unfortunately he is and has to go with them. And that explains Finn's bizarre behavior for a large portion of the film. So after this, Finn does know some ins and outs of the First Order. He might still have whatever accesses that were granted to him by Kylo Ren that could help him escape with Poe. So they take him along to Starkiller Base because he is familiar with the layout and the workings of Starkiller Base. He does like Rey and feel bad about what he was subconsciously using her for, which was to find BB-8 and find the map. And then when he encounters Kylo Ren in the forest, he's actually angry that Kylo Ren was using him. Maybe Kylo Ren tries to control him again, but Leia has immunized Finn from that, so Finn can't be controlled that way anymore. And they fight, and of course Finn loses. But that's my idea. That little glance near the beginning of the film, never explained, never mentioned later. Why did Kylo Ren stop and stare at Finn for such a long time? We saw in the interrogation with Poe that Kylo Ren can, do torture and do mind control and extract information he wants. He tried to do the same thing to Rey, but she resisted it and learned his ability and reversed it on him, and then later used mind control to escape from the cell she was in. So this is established. Kylo Ren can use mind control. So that's how I want to rescue Finn. I want to take a ball that was left on the field. I want to pick it up and I want to carry it. And in this way, we can demonstrate Leia's Force abilities in the first movie when she senses what's wrong with Finn and helps to free him from Kylo Ren's control. We can establish what type of character Finn is from that point on and have some more consistency for him. But in the first part of the film, Finn is all over the place. He wants to escape the First Order and not be part of combat anymore, and then he happily kills his fellow stormtroopers in the hangar bay. Then he gets to the planet and he's hitting on Rey and wants to follow her like a puppy dog. And the rest of the film, he just wants to find Rey, rescue Rey, and that carries through into the second film. And let's throw all that out. Let's save Finn. Let's use that scene where Kylo Ren looks at Finn. And let's give it a meaning. Let's give it a purpose. That's how I would rewrite that little aspect of The Force Awakens. And perhaps I wouldn't have to change very much else. I would just give some consistency to Finn and establish that Kylo Ren has hidden motives that we're not aware of that might not be in line with the motives of the First Order and with Snoke, and allow Leia to demonstrate some Force abilities earlier on in this trilogy. Those are my thoughts. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. But anyway, that's how I would save Finn. That's my rewrite. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.